Good morning, everybody. It is morning, isn't it? It is 10 a.m., and that means I'm going to be taking you through the next hour. Well, the next hour with resin. I'm so excited for this show. We launched this product last Friday, the resin creation kit, and honestly, it flew. It sold out, okay? We've managed to get it back in for you though for this week. It's at a great price, of course, as it always is. And we're going to be taking you through all of the products that we've got. Not only the resin kit, we also have the epoxy resin kit as well for your jewellery making that comes with moulds. There's so much to take you through on this show. There's alcohol inks, there's moulds, we've got jewellery, we've got tags, we've got different silicone moulds, we've got our trinket jars back in for you as well. So please shop ahead because you know these shows are always really, really busy. You can definitely shop ahead on whatever, well, wherever you are. You can shop ahead on the website. And I'm going to tell you how to shop with us actually. Because it's always wise to tell you at the start of the show so everyone knows how to do it. And if you're joining us halfway through the show, I'll try and recap it for any of you as well. But it's super easy and super simple. We're streaming live on Facebook and also on Instagram as well. And there are two social media shoppable platforms that we're currently broadcasting on. Now, on those two platforms, you'll be able to comment on the video, so you'll to say hello, and all your comments will come through right onto here, and I'll be able to read them out during the show. So if you are with us, give us a hello, give us a thumbs up that you can hear me, and let us know what you're up to as well and what you're crafting with today. We've had a great start to the day with a fabulous brand new download. So we're going right through the day with wonderful product this morning. It's great. But having said that, on those two social media shopping platforms, all you need to do is type into the comments section the codes that I share with you. So for example, your resin kit that we've got for you today, your wonderful new to us here resin kit is shop large because it's for your large kit, okay? Now all you need to do is type shop large into the comments. Automatically it adds it into your basket, okay? So it's going to go straight into your basket and we will send you a direct message on Facebook or Instagram. Now, when you receive that direct message, there will be a link inside it as well, and that link will also have a reservation with it. So say, for example, if you shopped for the resin kit, the pliers, and maybe the epoxy kit as well, you'll get those messages to you. Now, you can click on any one of those links, and it will redirect you straight on over to the Highlight Crafts website. And we suggest that if something's fully allocated, that you click on that link during the show. You don't want to wait till the end because someone else might get it. It'll redirect you to the Highlight Crafts website, and then when you do get to the website, that is where you can then check out your order. You can also add to your basket, but most importantly, when you are checking out your order, just before you do so, make sure to log into your Highlight Crafts account. Logging into your account is not only going to get you free postage when you spend over £35. So, for example, if you've got your basket spend to £35 and then you've got your discount, it takes it just under, you want to add something else in there to retain it at £35 to get that free postage. It's not only going to do that for you, it's also going to give you discounts with every single purchase. So every time you purchase logged in, you're going to get a discount on top, which is amazing. You're also as well going to build up points. Now, the more points you build up, the more pounds you create off your next products. So with every purchase, whether it's £1, £10, £100, or even more, you're going to get points along the way. So there's all that to look forward to, being a club member at Highlight Crafts. We do also have the website, of course, and we're streaming live on there as well as our other platforms. And with the website, you can shop ahead for all of the deals of the show, so you can see all the items that we have for you on display today right down the side of your screen. Quite simply, drop and drag and add those to your basket. And then again, your basket will be in the top right-hand corner. And then you can click on that to check out your orders. We are also streaming live on YouTube, so you can sit back, relax, and enjoy us there too on your television, your tablet, your laptop, your iPhone, your tablet, I don't know, anywhere. Anything that's got a screen with Wi-Fi, you can watch us. Okay, so with all of that said, good morning to each and every one of you. Good morning, Lorraine, as well. Good morning. I was using some of my Christmas molds last night with air-dried clay, going to paint them at some point with the Cadence paints. Fabulous, Lorraine. Do you know what? If you've been working with Christmas molds, tomorrow I have got a candle Christmas show to share with you. There's Christmas candles made of snowmen. Honestly, it's amazing. I'm literally casting some as we speak. Well, not as I speak because that would be physically impossible, but there's some drying right now. I cannot wait to share those with you. But yeah, that sounds amazing, Lorraine. I can't wait to see them. And you're an incredible painter, so they're going to look fabulous. Good morning, Sally, as well. Good morning, Annette, Diane. We've got Amanda with us. We've got Christine as well. Good morning, Lou, Fiona, Carol, Wendy, Doreen, and Maureen. It's great to have your company. Fiona says, still here, one last cup of tea, then I really need to get started on the jobs of the day. The jobs can wait. The jobs can really wait, can't they? Stay with us, stay crafting, and have fun. But of course, do whatever you need to do. Right, we're going to get started with our top product of the show, and it's already busy, okay? This here, and you've been shopping ahead for it this morning. This is shop large. It's just £44.99 for 1.9 litres of epoxy resin. Okay, it all comes to you in this wonderful box, but you're going to get inside here part A and part B. It couldn't be simpler, it couldn't be easier. You quite literally mix the equal amounts of weight or measurement with the cups provided. You can use any cups for this as long as, of course, they're plastic or recyclable or what have you. It's so easy to work with. Now, again, as I said, you can measure it on quantity, so you could do 50 ml of A and 50 ml of B, mix them together, and you create the perfect resin formula. And you can see how wonderful and clear and transparent this resin is. This has been used by some of the tinted colours that come with the kit. You can do so many creations with this. We've all had so much fun working with it. Our expert on resin, Jane, she's incredible at resin. Her creations are just phenomenal, and she's taught me a lot about resin work, and she's been doing it for quite some time now, and she's collected a wide variety of products, molds, and she loves this resin, and she was working with this even last night as well, and she was saying how lovely it is to work with. It's super silky. You get little air bubbles inside there as well. It sets within a decent time as well. You can demold within 12 hours. You want to give a good 24 hours for it to be cured set. And then with all epoxy resins, usually you want to wait around about 30 days for it to be fully cured, as in it's no longer tack, the lids won't stick anymore, it's completely gone off and set for you. But within 12 hours you can demold. So the molds that Jane poured for us last night, we're going to be demolding during the show live for you as well. So you get to see them firsthand, which is exciting. And she's done some wonderful combinations. In this kit, not only are you going to get inside here part A and part B of your resin, you're going to get the measuring cups. You're going to get 8 resin dyes as well, so all different colours to create tints and swirls and combinations like this. You're also going to get all of these pipettes. All of the pipettes for you allow you to go into detailed moulds, so you just quite simply pinch the end and it will draw up any resin and you can go into really detailed moulds. You're also going to get your stirrer sticks as well. Easy, sustainable, easy to keep clean, easy to use. You're going to get as well a full set of gloves for you to work with every single time. And you're also going to get 3 packs of your metal leaf. You're going to get copper, silver and gold. Now, everything that you see here, everything that you see on this display in this section is coming to you for just £44.99 today, which means you can get an entire resin crafting kit at a great price. You're getting 1.9 litres of resin, you're getting the measuring cups, you're getting the metal leaf, the pipettes, the stirrers, the dyes and the gloves. So essentially, you need nothing else, just moulds. That's all you need on top of this. Of course, as you go through and use your resin, which may I add, it goes a very long way, that's the only thing you would ever consume is using more of your resin. The dyes, you use next to nothing, you use hardly any of it. Goes very far, and you can use other dyes in here as well, such as alcohol inks, and we'll go through all of that during the show. But that's all going to come to you today. Shop large is the code that you need, $44.99. Remember, that price that you see on your screen is going to come down further at checkout when you do log into your Highlight Crafts account, but I would definitely suggest and recommend joining in the journey with resin. Now, epoxy and clear resin is something I hadn't had a great history of crafting with. I'd crafted with many other resins such as your Jesmonite and your water-based plaster resin. I've used that for many years, like Mod Rock and Plaster of Paris. Absolutely love the stuff and use some really detailed molds with that. Now, epoxy resin is completely different. It's fully transparent and clear. You can add far more things into it because it's being clear. You're going to see the flakes, you're going to see the colours, the glitters, the micas, all of that you can actually see. So you create a far more impressive finish and result. It's very commercial, it's very sellable. So if you're going to be making and selling, this is something absolutely you could get involved with. But maybe you're like me and you don't sell your crafts, you just like to do it for the fun of it. That's how I work. I love to craft for family and friends as well. If I make something and go, oh, my mum's going to love that, I'll make her a one. And maybe I go, oh, my granddad will use that for all his pens on his desk. Well, I'll make him one as well. But it's entirely up to whichever way you want to craft with it. But all you need to know is that you've got a great deal on a fabulous kit here with resin, 1.9 litres in total. That's all it takes, 2 parts. It's like resin cast, 2 parts, the powder and water. All you're doing is mixing 2 elements together. Super simple, super easy. I will go through a demonstration on how to work with all of this, because quite simply you add both parts together in 1 cup, a gentle stir of around 5 minutes, slowly and evenly folding it in together, creating no bubbles, is all that you need to do to create that chemical bonding. And then you can then add your fillers, your colours, your micas, glitters and gilding flakes and pour it into your chosen moulds that you're going to work with. It's really easy to craft with and it's so much fun at the same time. All you need to do is making sure you've protected your surface, you've got protective gloves on, and that's pretty much all you need to do to it. With resin as well, it has an ever so slight but a very mild odour to it, so you might be best, of course, just crafting in an area where you can open a window, but I've not really noticed anything from it at all. It's very minimal. Have a look at this one that's using the blue and the pink inside. This looks wonderful. It's like handmade glass that you see in those wonderful cities abroad that create fabulous blown glass with different colours, but it's resin, okay, and it's super, super strong and durable. So that's your large kit. We're going to now have a look at your jewellery set. Now, this one has still 2 bottles of resin here, part A and part B, for you to mix together. But within these jewellery moulds, it goes an awfully long way. I think I mixed, was it 17 ml of part A and 17 ml of part B, combine those together, because you do get your measuring caps on top of the bottles, and that filled all of these moulds, and I had some left over. So what you're going to get inside here is 2 bottles of resin, okay, your 2 different parts that you mix together. You do get your mixing cups that have the spout on. Now you get loads of these inside here, so you can see they just literally keep on coming. And they've got the spout, so you can then pour it directly into the moulds as you're working with it. So really easy beginner set to start with, or of course great if you are experienced with resin as well. In here, you're going to get 6 different dyes to mix into the resin. So very much like with your larger kit, you're going to get colours in here that are also going to work with it. Now, you're going to get the moulds. These are designed as jewellery moulds. They do have the hole created in the top for you to thread through all of the findings for the charms and for all of the bracelet threads, all that sort of stuff. In here, you've got heart shapes, you've got butterflies, the Eiffel Tower flowers, and a perfume bottle. And inside this mould here, you've got the droplets with almost the pearls. You've got geometric and almost gem style as well, for earrings, for bracelets, for keyring charms, a lot. Along with that, you're going to get all the embellishments. These are amazing. Look at the little orange slices that you get inside there. And you've got the little raspberries. They're so cute. I love those. So you get all of those gems and embellishments. You get all of these little tiny sparkly crystal elements as well inside here. So you've got shells, little diamantes, all to set inside that jewellery. You do also get 2 pipettes. You're going to get 4 of your stirrers, protective gloves again, tweezers for all of your embellishments to place them into the moulds nicely and carefully. And then you do also get the keyrings as well with it. So you can turn these into not only jewellery embellishments, keyrings as well. It's so fun to craft with. It's so fun to use. It's easy to use. I'd always, because I was so used to working with the resin cast, which was our white powder resin, which I love working with, and I'm using that as well tomorrow. I'd always stayed away from clear resin. I don't know why I had. I think the second I thought of epoxy, I thought loads of chemicals, loads of formulas, hazmat suit, a lot, and it really isn't. It's so easy to work with, and this is the most simplified form you could possibly work with it as well. It means that you can work with it at a great cost, but also at the same time, functionality. Everyone can try this. So there you have it. There you have your fabulous resin kits for you there. Both of those. This one here is shop resin, and this is $34.99 for all of that there. So you've got shop resin at $34.99 for your crystal clear jewellery set. And you also have shop large, which is your larger kit. Now, a little update for you, 15% of shop large is now already in allocation. So this show feels very much like the show where we launched it. Already, it's really, really busy. Do have some questions coming through though, so I'm going to have a little look and see what questions we've got. From Lorraine, good morning to you, Lorraine. David, is there any smell? Oh, let me have a look, it's just moved, sorry. David, is there any smell to the epoxy resin? When I was 15, I used to use resin and I love the smell of it. It's a very low odour, okay? It's very mild, little to nothing. Now, when you're mixing it with some resins, and I've seen and experienced being around some crafters while they're working with resin, some of them are very strong, some of them have different curing times, and those curing times prolong odour. With this one that we've used here, it's very minimal. In fact, Jane was working with it behind me yesterday, and I couldn't even smell it. And the first show when I demonstrated it, I actually put the cup towards myself, and it was very mild, hardly anything. But it's nothing strong, it's nothing that's overpowering, and that's really the truest and most simplest way I can convey that message to you, that it is very minimal odour. So nothing that would fumigate a room at all. I hope that clears that up for you and answers that question. Penny as well says, good morning David, can I use my candle wax in the resin when it's fully cured? That's a great question. Now, when you've got a vessel like this, I would not suggest filling this with wax and putting a candle inside it. This is resin, but I'm not going to suggest that it's heat resistant, okay? You could potentially warp it, and when plastics get warm, they can slightly warp. And of course, we can It's not enjoying itself at the moment, that camera, is it? It will ever so slightly warp, and I wouldn't want anything to, of course, ignite. So I would suggest, if you want to put a candle inside here, use a battery-operated one. Oh, oh dear, it's coming back. We're okay. Having a bit of a, it's giving me a bit of a headache, is that? Moving all over the place. Is everyone all right? Is everyone with us? Okay, are we okay? We all right there? No one fell over, just the camera had a minute, okay? Still a little bit wonky, but we'll get there. It might straighten out. There's a few things that are. Right, okay, so, as I was saying with the candle, just don't use any naked flames inside your resin vessels, okay? Always use battery operated. That's your safest way to go. Hope that answers that for you. Any more questions, please do get them in. Bridget Shepherd says, could you use the epoxy resin over resin cast, e.g. on a coaster made in 2 halves? Absolutely, you could do. What I would suggest doing, though, is coat and seal it first with aquastone varnish. Resin cast is porous, and it will absorb. And what it will want to do is absorb any moisture or any sort of wet residue from the resin, from the epoxy resin. So coat and seal it first, and then do like a flood coat, which is like a pour of resin over the top of your resin cast, and I think that would look great. But yeah, absolutely, yes, you can do. And if you do it, let me know and show me, because I'd love to see. Lots of you getting involved. Lindsay have made lots of things, jewellery and pyramid, crystals for my grandson's birthday, wine glass charms, keyrings, etc. Fabulous. I have got resin on every surface, so gloves, so don't touch anything, lol. Fabulous. Loads of you getting involved. Resin is a wonderful craft. It's incredibly easy to get into, and also it's very affordable. I'm going to share with you now another collection, and this here is your 2 keyring moulds. You're going to get both of these. You've got all the different sizes on here with different charms and embellishments in them. So you're going to get 2 sets in total, and then you're going to get all of these. So you've got your jewellery chain, you've got your rings, you've got your loops, you've got your lobster claws, all that sort of stuff. You've got all of these little pearls as well, with all of the backings on to make earrings with, or to make little jewellery embellishments, which means that when you take these out, for example, let me grab one that I've demolded. So this one here was from the butterfly, so you can see there that one, I can actually push it back in. So that one there came out of the butterfly, and it's got the colour swirl inside it. Okay, so you've got this wonderful transparent colour running through, but then you could go back in and fill this with mica mixed with resin, or you could put some of these embellishments inside here and then fill it back up with resin. There's loads of ideas you can do, and this is a great way to get started. Working with the mould, working with a contained environment, so all these fixtures and fittings, along with the moulds provided, give you the perfect results, the best results to work with. So this is how I would definitely start out with it. Now for all of those, it's shop key for your keyring sets. The 2 moulds, all the embellishments, shop key $24.99 for you, okay? So we're going to move on and have, 10% of that has already gone as well, so really busy for the keyring set. I do have some other silicone moulds on the show. Now these are incredibly detailed and delicate, but they do feel perfectly fine with your resin or epoxy resins with the pipettes. So I would definitely, when mixing these, fill a cup with your resin and pick it up with your pipette and squeeze it into all of the sections very gently, almost flooding the surface with that resin. Now as well, when you demold your resin after 12 hours, it's still slightly flexible, which means you could peel these out of here, and then say for example if this was the moulding, you could then gently curl it around a piece of glassware or a different shaped object, and it will set in that shape. Now the first one is Shop Baroque, and this one you're going to get 1, 2, 3 silicone molds, and look how flexible they are. They are brilliant, so easy to demold. You can literally screw them up into a little ball and they'll pop back out into a full-sized piece. So you've got those 3 there. That's Shop Baroque for 3 silicone molds. Your next set down here is again super fine, incredibly detailed, wonderful images inside here. This is Shop Classic. You're going to get 4 inside here, but this one has 2. So you're actually getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different castings inside here. That is £9.99 for those ones as well. What I'm going to do now is I'll quickly share with you these 2 moulds, and then we can have a look at a demo and come back to the rest of the stuff on the counter, because we have here 2 different moulds. Now this one here, I'm going to grab the 2 our finished articles, because this mould will create this, okay? And this one here for is your tall trinket jar. So this one's Shop Tall, it's $15.99. It's a fabulous one because you could use this as a pencil pot. It could store all of your utensils in it. So for example, all of your bits and bobs can go inside here and be stored inside there. You could use it as a little water pot for your painting as well. It does have the lid which sits perfectly on it because you do get the lid mould as well. So it actually isn't just a flat piece, it's got a recess inside that you see. Now with resin you can set rice paper in here, so you could put rice paper at the bottom of the mould and then pour your resin on top, and the rice paper would be encapsulated inside the resin. And you also have this mould as well. Now this one is your larger bowl mould, okay, so this one's shot bowl, $17.99, and that will create this one here for you as well, and of course it will make the lid too. So lid and base included. That there are your two largest moulds on the show. We do have more for you to share, but shall we have a look at it and have a quick play, I think? Right, let's do it, and let's demold what we've got. So there's loads to look forward to. So keep your comments and your questions coming in, and if I can answer them, I absolutely will do. I'm going to do some techniques for you as well. Like I've got this mould here, and I was thinking, how cool would it be to make our own lights? Because this is a candle mould, but you can use it with resin. So I thought, stuff it with battery-operated lights, and then feed the cable coming out like that, so that when it's filled with resin, it's going to light up like this. So when it's actually demolded, you're going to have a wonderful LED display with a Christmas tree. So we're going to fill that later on, okay? Which means all of these little trees now can be fully illuminated. So let's have a look. So I've got here for you with the epoxy resin. These were cast yesterday evening, so they've had about 17 hours. So let's roll these back and start to have a look and see what we've got. And when you're demolding them, you start by rolling the back of it like this, and then get your fingers under and start to push it up like this. And look how beautiful these are. This looks like amethyst inside here. Here we go. Wow. Okay, I know Jane's watching. Jane, this looks amazing. Look at that mould. That looks beautiful. Okay, let's do the lid at the same time. We've then got the lid for it too. Oh, wow. Look at that. So you've got this wonderful, almost sort of like bleed of gentle lilac colour, and it sits on there perfectly. That is a wonderful product. Now see what I mean here? I'm going to show you that before the resin is cured, look at that circle. I can very gently squeeze it, okay? And that's because it still has a bit of flex to it before it's fully cured. It's demoldable, perfectly fine to demold, but whilst it's curing, don't leave the lid on like that, because this is still curing. Leave them both separate. Make sure, of course, you've checked that that is definitely circle so it'll set in the right shape, and leave those to cure and set. So that's our first one to demold together. I'm then just going to turn this mould back inside out because we're going to fill this one, okay? We'll fill that one together, and we're going to demold this one. Look at this. So let's do the lid first this time. So the lid, we've created a white base and added colour to it, and look at that. It's almost created marble. That is gorgeous. And you've got the flecks of the copper gilding inside, which we're going to recreate for you and show you how to do. And then let's open this one and have a look inside here as well. It's so exciting. Oh, this looks fabulous. I'm already obsessed with it. So roll all the mould back. So you can see how I'm sort of tucking it to myself there. Makes it a bit easier. Peel all of this film back here at the bottom, and it will start to release it. Oh, look at that. Oh my word. Doesn't that look cool? Okay, so, oh my days. Jane, this looks fabulous. Look at that. So this here is the bowl mixed with the dyes that come with the kit, and then you get the lid with it at the same time. You don't need to do anything else with it. It is totally glossy, it's totally shiny. That there is the first sighting, the first reveal of these being demolded. Now I wonder what happens. I wonder if light passes through the colour. Let's see. So I'm going to put that in there, and this is just a test because I really want to test this. Ah, it does. You can see it. You can see the light shining through, okay? So it does make a difference. So when we actually do our Christmas tree, you will see the light, but maybe I don't need to add too much colour. Perfect. So we're going to leave those to cure as they are. And remember, within about 24 hours, they will be cured in terms of the flexibility. They'll be rigid and solid, like the other ones that I have. But after a full 30 days, they're fully set, okay? So you've got all of that to look forward to. Right, okay, so let's get pouring, shall we? Okay, so your large resin set that you can see on your screen, just going to give you a really quick recap before we do a pour. Your largest resin set that we have here, which is shop large at $44.99. This one is really busy. How much of that was gone? 25%, a quarter of the stock has already gone on this one. £44.99 for part A and part B. You're getting 1.9 litres of resin. You do also as well get the measuring cups, 8 dies, your stirring sticks, 3 gilding flakes. I mean, 3 gilding flakes like that, how much would you pay for just those gilding flakes on their own? What, £5, £6.99 individually? Already take that off the price. You've got the gloves, the pipettes, the colours, everything included there for you. Great price for this. It's shop large, £44.99 for that one. You are going to get your Highlight Crafts discount, and the difference as well from joining us here at Highlight Crafts for the shows featuring these particular products is that not only do you make a purchase and get it home, but you've got the education from the show as well. So it makes all the difference. Emily, would you like a chair, lovey? Well, Matt, let's grab you a chair. Might be a little bit easier. So we're sharing with you not only the product of how to use it, but you get your questions in, and also our customer service. You can ask us anything at all, and we'll be able to get back to you with anything regarding not only this kit, but everything we share with you here on a daily basis, which really makes a difference within that purchase. So what I'm going to do is put some of the gloves on. I'm not opening the ones in my kit because I've got some of these left over from a previous project I've been working on. So I'm popping these on, and also it means that on camera you can see I've got my gloves because these show up a little bit stronger for you. So I'm popping the gloves on, and I would always suggest not to get it on your skin. If you do, you just want to make sure you're using a good soap to activate and of course get it off. It's not going to harm your skin, but you don't want to leave it on your skin, okay? Now what we're going to do is we're going to weigh ours. You can use the measuring cups if you want to do equal measurements, but I like to weigh it. It's entirely up to you. Everyone's got a preference. So we're going to start with part A. So all you need to do is take the lid off, and there's a little bung inside the top just there. So you want to get your finger inside there and just pull it up just like that, okay? And you want to then pour it straight into the first one. Now what I'm going to do, I think for this one to fill it, I'm going to do about 70 ml of each one, so 70 grams, sorry, of each one. It's back down to 0, and we start to pour in with our first one. So just a gentle, even pour, okay? It goes up relatively quickly because it does weigh a fair bit. So I'm already at 50, 60, there we are. So I've gone to 74, so now I know I need to do equal quantities, so 74 of the next one. Okay, if it does go over a slight amount, don't worry. It's okay. If it's not 100%, it doesn't affect it massively. You want to be as close as you can do there, okay? Always try and keep the caps of the bottles nice and clean as well. You don't want any build-up around these nozzles because it means that, of course, it could set and you'll struggle to get your lid off, okay? So the bung goes back inside there. That keeps it airtight. So the cap is, of course, to screw that down to lock it in place. It's also got a safety lock on there. So the little ones aren't going to get to it. So then we set the scale back to 0. I'm then going to go in with part B, okay? And again, I'm then going to use 70 grams of this. So scrape any excess off and go straight in with part B. Oh yeah, 74 is what I said I would do. Here we go, so filling that up. It's so fun to do, you're going to love it. 69, 68, well, it's gone down then. 74, oh, spot on. Wow, okay, so, and you can see how little has been used. Again, I'm going to take a little bit of tissue just to wipe any excess off around the cap. We keep it as nice and clean as possible. Gloves on at all time while we're working with it. Now the next part of the process is you want to mix this for 5 minutes, okay? It wants a 5-minute mix, which sounds like a long time, but actually at this point you can then start planning your project. So we're going to take one of our stirrers like this, and you want to do gentle folds. Now you can see it's completely transparent at the moment, okay? So there's absolutely no pigment or colour to it. In fact, it looks like a very mild blue, but that's probably just because of the lighting around us. And you're going to stir this together, and you want to do that for 5 minutes. So whilst I'm stirring this, we're going to sit in silence for 5 minutes. No, I'm joking, we're not. I'm going to go back and share with you and give you a quick recap, of course, of everything else that we have got whilst I do stir it. We do also have for you a full set of these elements and findings. These are for all your jewellery and your keyring creations as well. You've got hooks, you've got lobster claws on here, you've got jump rings. This is shop closure. It's a massive assortment. There's hundreds of elements inside here. There's so much to work with. This is shop closure at £24.99. Okay, so you've got those there to look forward to. We then also have the pliers. Now these are a variety of pliers. You've got flat nose pliers, you've got cutters inside here. You do also have the ring as well for your jewellery creation to create all of those different twists. This is shop tool, £22.45. Personally, I'd just be buying these for craft in general because there's so much you can do with them. I mean, I was setting some moulds earlier that require wire, so I've been wiring all the flowers together. I've been using my snips from this collection, so whatever you're working with, these wire cutters come in really, really useful, okay? We then have two sets of alcohol inks for you. Now, the first one being blush. In here, this is shop blush. You get 24 alcohol inks inside this collection. You get a whole bundle of them. There's loads. Now, this is just £27.99, okay, for 24 alcohol inks, which is unbelievable value for money. We've then got the next one for you, which is your refreshing bundle. So shop refresh for this one. Again, £27.99 for 24 inks. Lots of different colours. You've got your neons in here, you've got brights, you've got blues, neutrals, everything. And you've got some metallic tones in those bundles as well. These will mix with resin, so you can use them in your epoxy resins. You can also use them in resin cast, and you can use them to create fabulous backgrounds and effects on things like UPO, laser look, acetate, all of that sort of stuff. Now, as well, I'm just going to quickly share with you some additional silicone moulds that we have out on the show. I'm going to try and do this with one hand. So what I'm going to do is we have here for you your, let's have a look, your Baroque motif silicone moulding. These are from Craftmaster. They look great with your silicone inside those. Great size mould as well for furniture, not just smaller embellishments. You can do bigger projects with ones like this. I then also have for you as well all of your different filigree flourishes here as well. This one's from Craftmaster, just $14.44 for that one, shop flourish. I then also as well have your ornamental swag. This one here is shop swag, £7.99. We have your flourishing swirls as well here as well, which is like your doubled mirrored angel wings that you've got there, $7.99 for that one as well. And then this one here is a wonderful display of your swag as well. It's your foliage swag, very regal, very opulent mould that you've got there. And that one's shop foliage at £7.99. Okay, so we've mixed for a couple of minutes there. For the purposes of the show, I'm going to pour. Okay, to be honest, actually, I did do one where I mixed it for 2 minutes and it was absolutely fine. But they do suggest. Oh, yeah, got a question.
Do you stir both ways or just one way?
Oh, that's a bit personal. Right, okay, so what we're going to do is I'm going to actually just mix it one way. I'm going anti-clockwise because it's just my preferred method. But when I was talking to Jane, and the question was, if no one heard Lewis there, was do you stir both ways or one way? So I'm actually folding the resin, okay? So like this, folding it in like that. Instead of doing a really quick whisk, when you fold it in, you're creating far less aeration. Now, because I was walking around here, there, and everywhere, I've created a few bubbles in here, but after you've mixed it, you then leave it to stand for a couple of minutes, okay? And that will allow a lot of that air to come to the surface. Also, through pouring it into your mould, you want to do that very slowly, but I just stir generally in one direction like this as I'm working with it. Sometimes I will move backwards and forwards. It doesn't make a great deal of difference. I don't think it's going to create a different effect for you, but I tend to have a muscle memory of stirring like this when it's on its side to fold it, but then actually, yeah, I do go that way when I'm doing like this, so it's really up to you. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter a great deal. And if anyone out there is a resin connoisseur and says, oh, I do it this way because of this reason, please tell me. I would love to know, but I've done plenty of research and it seems like a lot of people do it in very different ways. So this is the way that works well for me. You choose the way that works well for you. Now what we're going to do is use our dyes to now form a base. Now when you want to create your resin, you want to do a colour base, and I'm going to start off with white for the base, which then means our other dyes will swirl into this, okay? So we're going to go in with the white. All of your dye bottles will come sealed. All you need to do is create a pinprick pierce in the top of the nozzle here, straight down through the centre, and it creates a pinprick, which means you can then, of course, add other colours to it, but it will then dispense it really evenly. Now I'm going to add probably around about 7 or 8 drops of the white. You can see it just there on the surface, okay? It's just suspended on the top. So I'm going to start by then stirring this one very gently into the resin, just like that. Folding it in again, making sure this one pretty much fully mixes with all of that resin. So I'm just going to hold it close to myself so I can see it. And I'm sort of like prodding the colour in. And eventually you'll get this almost like sort of haze where all the colour has started to mix. Now, if you were to pour this without fully mixing your colour in, expect to see graining and veins of colour, which looks wonderful. But that's what will happen if you don't fully mix it. Also as well, if you're adding a base, so actually colorizing the resin like this so it's not transparent anymore, that's great if you have got bubbles in there because you just don't see them. You only ever see bubbles really when it's transparent, okay? You can sometimes see them if they're on the surface, very rarely though. So I'm mixing this nice and slowly, and now you can see that that resin is pretty much all white, okay? So inside there, the whole pot of resin looks white now. So we're going to add some colour to it. Now, our lovely Jane used the greens inside here, but I'm going to use something different. But I'm going to add some gilding first. I'm going to go in with some flake. Let's add some gold. Okay, we're going to add some gold inside here. And we're going to add blue inside this one. There we go. So tear up your flake into smaller particles. Now what you can also do is just some flake inside the mould so it sticks to the outside of it as well. That's a great tip. But I'm just putting some of this in. Don't need a great deal. I want lots and lots because you do get loads inside these little pots. It just sort of like accumulates and puthers up. Let's put our lid back on. There we go. And if anyone's got any more in-depth, detailed questions regarding resin, please get them in because if I can't answer them, Jane most certainly will be able to. And I love that Jane is on comments right now. So what I'm going to do is just make sure that this is mixing. Now if I show you that, you can see the flake is now mixed with this. So if you do get it clear, you'll see them right through, but this will sit on the surface. A lot of them will come to the top and to the sides like that, and you'll get this wonderful natural effect. And I'm going to go in with blue for this one. So a little bit of colour, and I'm going to do 3, 1, 2, 3, actually let's do 4 drops of blue, okay, and then start to swirl. So you can see I've evenly placed out that blue ink on the top of here, just like that, okay, and then we're just going to do a few gentle swirls with it to start to spiralise in that colour. I don't want to fully mix it so I'm creating a blue resin, I want the colour to be slightly marbled. So again, I'm going to put some more drops of it just in the centre like that. And then just create a little bit of marbling. Oh, that's it. There we go. It started to go now. And then we can do our pour. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, in fact, I'm thinking, do I want more colour in there? Yeah, I do. I'm going to add some black. Let's go in with a little bit of black. I don't want too much because I might make it really dark very quickly. And I'm just going to go in with the black. Just around here, gently mixing it in, not too much, not too little. That will do. Now with our stick, we then want to make sure we never place it on a surface we're going to rest on. So I'm just going to wipe up a little tiny bit I have here on my mat. Cleans up really easily before it's set, of course. So that's off my mat. And then this stick, we're going to give it a good clean. And then now we can use that for our next project. Any tissue with resin on you want to dispose of. Now let's grab our mould. When you use resin in moulds, you very rarely ever need to clean the mould. You can pour straight in and it quite literally almost self-cleans when you remove it. So let's start to pour this into our mould really slowly, but look at how that's marbling through here. So we've got all of that veining from the black and the blue, and then the gilding flake is just occasionally pouring in. Nice and slowly, allow it to flood in. And now we're just going to rotate the mould slightly because I had quite a bit of black pouring in on that side. So it's going to spread it out for us. And you can see the mould there just starting to fill. Don't fill it too quick, otherwise it'll get air bubbles in it. Wonderful. Look at that. Now I might just need to mix a small amount more to do the lid. We'll see how much we get. But if so, I can always mix the lid in 2 parts. So that one's now full. Now I'm just going to fill the lid. There we go, some wet stain in the centre. Look at that, how it's creating those ripples around the edge. Isn't that interesting? And I'm just letting it slowly fill up through. It's transferring from here. I'm just going to make sure to go right up to the edge. Now, I've reached a point in that lid where it's filled the base layer. Okay, it's filled the base and I just need to do a top up on here, which means I could do a second mixture and pour it into it. So what I'm going to do now is this mould that we've just filled, I'm going to put to one side. And the lid we're going to put to one side. And now we're going to do our mix because I'm going to do the illuminated tree. And this we can demold tomorrow, and we'll actually demold it during one of the live shows. So make sure to tune us for the 8 AM tomorrow morning because I'll demold this live on that show, even though it's a different show. I'll do it. So I've got a little ball of lights there. Make sure that one definitely works before I set it. So I've got a little ball of lights, and I'm going to set that right in the middle, okay? Like that, so it's going to be create like a bulb in the center. So let's mix our resin again, and it's so fun. You can just keep crafting with this and do so many different combinations with it. It's really exciting. So we're going to start with our weighing scale again, put our cup on here. We're going to go back to 0. There we go. Start with number A, letter A. Take the lid and the bung off here that's sat in the top, just like that. And for this one, I'm going to do the same mixture because I'm filling that solid tree and I'm doing the lid. So I'm going to go for another mix of 70. There we go. So we're starting that one off. 70, almost there. 58, 60. So I've gone up to 72 that time. Just going to use the cup to capture that little tiny bit there. And then let's use our tissue again to clean off the edges. And this is how fun it is to do. I'm not using any additional equipment other than my apron that I wear all day, every day, for whether I'm paper crafting or painting or acrylic pouring or resin. And I've got a pair of gloves on. That's all you need. Just make sure you're protecting the surfaces you work onto. Don't do it onto your finest dining table with no protection. Okay? But trust me, I've done stuff like that before. So what I'm going to do is now grab the next one, so part B, back down to 0 on my scale and go up to 72 to match the last one. Wonderful, nice and steady, ease off just as you get to the top. Oh, it needs a tiny little bit more. There we go. Oh, a tiny bit more, come on. Only a gnats. There we are, perfect. Right, so scrape that off into the cup. And this is a craft that you do and sit and really enjoy. It's a little bit like alchemy. You're working with the combinations, you're creating the right formula, but it's so easy to do. There's not much to it. So I've put the lid back inside there with the cap. There we are. And again, we're going to mix this one. I'm going to mix it for a couple of minutes as we stir it in. Grab our stirrer again and start to swirl round. Now you'll notice as you start to swirl them together, you can see where they start to bond. You get little strands, not of colour, but it almost looks like whipping inside there. And that's where the two chemicals are now fusing and creating as one. Now, let me know in the comments, what colour should I do with the tree, okay? So I'm going to bring the iPad over. So I've got all of the comments coming through and I'd love to read some out as well whilst I'm doing this. So let's have a little look. Let's see what comments we've got coming through. What colour should I do with the tree? Should we do it green? Should we do it blue? Should I do it red, purple? Let me know what colour I should do because I'd love to be able to get some inspiration from you all. Also, I think I might add some metal flake into this one as well. But then it'll shine through the lights. And I will try and then give it away on one of our shows. But it needs to be set first. So let me know what colour you think I should do it. Okay. Oh, Helen says, thank you. Can't wait for my kit to turn up. Fabulous. Sounds great. I'm glad you've managed to be able to order one. Susan says, I wish to share I've got some epoxy resin to all my flowers. Oh, fabulous. Yeah, that's a great shout. So if you've got your artificial flowers in a vase, pour a little bit into the bottom and set your flowers into it and it looks like water. And then, of course, that's how they do it. And then you've got your flowers actually set in resin, which would look great. Oh, we've got quite a few options for purple. Purple with gold, marble, purple. I think we're going to be going with purple and gold to marble, aren't we? I think that's what it sounds like. Let's do it purple and gold then. Or let's just fuse some colours together. So I'm going to use the blue and the red. And it's going to create a lovely little purple tone for us. So that's pretty much all mixed together. Oh, we've got purple and pink, gold. All sorts of different ones coming through. As well, I don't even know if I've mentioned, we only have about 15 minutes left on the show, 10 minutes left on the show. So we're doing a spin the wheel. I know, right? Type the word create into the comments. Why do I forget to say this at the start of the show? Type the word create into the comments right now and that will enter you into the spin the wheel and you could win some points to use on your Highlight Crafts account, okay? It could be anything from 100 points up to I think 500 points that you could be winning just by typing the word create into it. So you can enter for free and we will spin the wheel. But you've got to stay with us towards the end of the show to find out if you have won or not, okay? So gentle stir, just through here, mixing it together. Oh, question as well from Diane. How do you get the wicks to set into the tree for candles, please? Oh, right, okay. So if you're going to use these as a candle, when you're using the wicks, you use your threaded wick, not the waxed wick, which comes to you on a string like this, and you can find it on the website. It's in an accessory pack. You have a needle that pokes through the end of here. So visualize that your wick threads through here, pokes out the end, probably about an inch, and then the excess you trim off, so you've got a little bit of wick sticking out here, and you use one of the holders in place, just across there like that, and the wick will just droop over and keep it centralised, meaning when you demold it, you trim that off, you pull it out of the mould, the wick will thread back through, and you trim the top of it, and you've got a perfect candle. A little bit tricky to explain through a visualization like that, but if you join us tomorrow for the candle show, I will be making some for you and you'll be able to see them. Okay, so I've given that a full mix. Now let's get our colour in here, shall we? So we said we wanted to do like a purpley colour, so I'm going to use, definitely going to put the iPad to one side for this. I'm going to put some red in here, this lovely pinky red, because that's how I made the purple last time. And then I also mixed a little bit of blue in there as well. Don't want to add too much colour. And then I'm also going to add a little bit of white at the same time, and that's going to give us just a little bit of a diffusion with the colour, meaning that it's not fully transparent. So you can see now I've got those colours mixed in there like that. So let's do a gentle blend. Ooh, that looks interesting. Wasn't expecting that at first sight. So you can see inside here, it's automatically the red has taken over. So I'm going to do a few gentle swirls of mixing that through and see what we get. I think I need some more blue for the purple in there, otherwise it's going to be quite red. There we go. And that blue is almost a little bit of a purpley blue already. There we go, that's got it. So you're going to mix that round, and it's creating a wonderful lilac purple for us. Fabulous. Okay, now I'm not going to mix it thoroughly. I think that's a good mix to leave it at. And we said gold as well. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to have a go at this and we'll see what it's like when we demold. Is I'm going to sprinkle some gilding flake inside the mould already. Shake that up. So that's now stuck all to the inside of that mould. If you have a look inside there, I've got it all in the mould. Okay, so that's going to look nice because it will sit on the outside. We'll see, right? And then I'm going to put some inside the mix as well. So sprinkling that in. There we go. And then all of that, I'm going to try and stuff it back inside the pot because you do get a lot inside here, believe me. And all that comes with you. Remember, you can get your kit today. It's shop large, $44.99 for this amazing kit. You get everything that you need. And then all you need on top of it is moulds. We've filled our trinket jar, the tall one. I'm now about to fill one of our candle Christmas tree ones. Do something a little bit different, okay? So I've got those flakes mixed in with the colour. We've created a wonderful purple. Let's just take a little bit excess off that stick there with my tissue. And let's pour it in, shall we? But before we do, we need to add our lights. Can't forget that bit. So the lights are just going to sit in there like that. So they're not particularly touching any certain area. And you want to leave this in a place where it's going to set. So I'm literally going to carry this mat over to my desk afterwards. I'm going to try and curl that round so it's held just in the right place. Perfect, just like that. Now let's pour our resin. Always make sure you're only using battery operated lights for this. There we are. I'm so excited to see what this is going to look like when we demold it. So that's all filling up nicely for us. All that gilding flake as well. Some of it's set into the outside. Some of it's going to the middle, the tip, the edge, all of it. Then the leftover that's inside this Christmas tree, from the excess of that, I'm now going to fill up here because it's going to mix together. Ooh, look at that. That's going to be different. So what that's done is essentially almost pushed that colour now to the edge. But we're going to keep going with it and fill it up the entire way because we've still got the flake inside there too. Wonderful. We've filled that up. Now when we actually turn this on, the whole thing is going to light up, okay? And it's going to create a light for us, but it's set inside resin. I'm so excited to see what that looks like when we demold it. But that there is how to work with your resin, create your castings, create trinket jars, but real functional, available items for you to make and sell with, using around your home. If you want to use them as like a pen pot or anything, you can cut. You don't want to keep a spoon in it, but you could keep all of these sorts of things inside these pots for you in your home, creating wonderful display pieces. You just got to try it and have fun with it. It really is enjoyable. I'm going to quickly give you a brief recap of everything that we've got on today's show. You've got only a few minutes left to enter into the spin the wheel, which is the word create, of course. To get involved, type that word into the comments. then you could be within the chance to win some points to add to your account. I'm just going to start off with where we began here at the start of our show. This is Shop Large. It's your resin epoxy kit in your biggest formation that we've shared with you. Part A and Part B is what you're going to receive in this bundle. The two of these together amounting to 1.9 litres of resin, which is a very large quantity of resin, I must say. Great price for this one. You've also got your measuring cups along with this as well. You can use these either by weight or by milliliter on the side of them. You've then got 8 resin dies, the ones I was just using there in that demonstration. You're also going to get the stirring sticks. You're going to get the pipettes for you to go into your detailed moulds with as well. So for finer colour creation or marbling you can use with this. All the packs of gloves you're also going to be receiving, and you're also going to get the gilding flake alongside it. So your copper, silver and your gold. That entire kit comes to you today for just £44.99. Along with that, I do have an update for you though, that 40% of this is already in allocation. So we are approaching half of the stock gone. So you need to make sure that you're checking out those baskets. Okay, if you've got it in your basket, make sure to be checking those out so it's on its way to you. Like I say, these things do fly, and this show may be repeated. Also, someone may be watching it back from earlier on. So if this show is on later on throughout the day, or it's going to remain on our Facebook page, someone may go back in and buy it. We've then also got for you today the Shop Resin, which is your smaller resin creation kit, but it's for your jewellery. So it's a clear epoxy resin with all of your charms and your jewellery kit. You're going to get Part A and Part B. These are smaller in bottle size, of course, but go a very long way in terms of filling these particular moulds. You've got here your measuring cups. Now all of these are disposable, but you can clean them out and reuse them. What they are is a dispenser, so you've got the little spout on them, but you also have the holder to be able to pour them into super detailed moulds. Now you get the cups, you also get both of the units with their measuring cups on top. You then get 6 different pigment dyes to work with. You do also get 2 silicone mouldings to work with your jewellery findings and of course keyring accessories. All that imagery there to play with, and then you get the 2 packs filled with hundreds of embellishments, from little strawberries to orange slices to holographic film, sequins, diamantes, little shells as well, all sorts in here. You've got little celestial moons as well, which would make for great sort of celestial inspired projects. You also inside here have stars. You've got little tiny miniature shells, starfish, the lot. So I don't know if you can see inside there, but you get some gorgeous little embellishments, super shiny and super sparkly. They're fabulous. Gloves, accessories, pipettes, tweezers and the jump rings. Everything inside there for you. Just £34.99 for that one, for that entire kit, which I think is fabulous. It's a great price. Now if you're a resin crafter, you're a resin collector, you'll know that shopping for these, you're getting a good deal, you're getting everything that you need, but you're not only just buying resin, you're getting an entire kit, you get the opportunity to sit with us, enjoy the show, learn how to use the product, and of course you've got that support of our customer service as well, where we're crafters here at Highlight Crafts, so we know how to answer them, and we'll get back to you not only on product queries, but creative queries as well. So there's all of that to look forward to and to remember while shopping at Highlight Crafts. We do also have as well for you the tag moulds. Now this one here is for your keyring tags. This one is shop key. It's £24.99, which is a great price for 2 larger than A5 moulds that you've got here. Each one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you're getting 10 mouldings in total here, with then all of the clasps and chain as well. So for example, ones like this, you can make little bracelets just by looping and locking these together. That little ball bearing goes into there, and then you create your tiny little charms and keyrings. Okay, so think about adding all of these together. You can link them as well if you want to make them longer. So you've got the rings inside here, you've got the chains, the lot, everything for jewellery making and for your keyrings. Shop key, £24.99. Something else that's been popular as well, of course, is the moulds that we use to create the projects you've seen here. We've got the tall mould, which is shop tall. This one is £15.99. That's for your taller mould with the lid as well. Great for storage and for a decorative jar, whether it's your craft desk, in your kitchen, in your bedroom, anywhere you want. Maybe you're going to store some cotton buds in it for your bedside table when you take your makeup off after a long day. Maybe that's what you're going to use them for. Also, we've got the bowl as well, which looks great for LED lights. Maybe it's going to have a display piece in here, you name it. That one is Shop Bowl, £17.99. You need to quickly draw a winner though and spin that wheel because there's not much time left on the show. So the winner is... Nikki, congratulations. Nikki M, you have won today's Spin the Wheel and you have won number 10, which is spin again. Of course, it's spin again. And it's number 10, that's spin again. This always happens. I mean, well, that's 6 seconds left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 100 points, Nikki, congratulations. Don't forget to check out your baskets. I'll see you very soon. Take care, everyone. Thank you.